What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to convince you once and for all that European history, the history that so many of us know from school, from movies, from documentaries, it's all Caucasian propaganda. Okay, in this video I'm going to prove to you that European history, Caucasian European history, is actually just whitewashed black history, guys. It's gonna be very crazy and very powerful stuff. Okay, today we're gonna use this book on the screen called Race and Civilization by Friedrich Hertz. Okay, sounds like a German name, guys. Okay, this guy is gonna tell us something very powerful about what kind of people were in Europe, guys. Okay, in our minds now, because we were raised, you know, under the Caucasian propaganda history that we were taught in schools, when we think European equates to white. It equates to Caucasian, okay? But let's see what this book right here that was published in 1928. I want you guys to see that. 1928, guys. This is a book from before World War II. World War II was 1939. So this book is about 11 years before World War II, guys. Okay, this is 1928. Let's see what it says about the people of Europe. Okay, here we are on page 123. Look at it right there, 123. Very powerful information right here. Look at this, guys. Bismarck, Luther, Laplace, Napoleon, this is Bonaparte, Pascal, Raphael, Beethoven, Joseph Haydn, Schubert are a few examples of round-headedness among men of genius. Now I'm showing you this because these are the men that in this book are described as geniuses. Okay, many of these guys are poets, actors, leaders. We can see Napoleon written right there. These are European people and they are considered as men of genius. I want you to see it right here. Okay, now we're going to go down on the same page. We're going to read this section right here. Look at what it says. The pigmentation of the hair, the eyes, and skin also in many geniuses was dark, guys. Telling you that the eye color, the hair color, and the skin color of many of these geniuses, some of those names I showed you guys above, was dark, guys. Okay, let's keep going. As Waltman himself amply proves in his works, Lombroso even advanced the opinion that genius and dark pigmentation, dark eyes, dark hair, dark skin are coincident. It means they work in harmony. Okay, it's very important you understand when we are talking about people with dark hair, dark eyes, and skin. It's not talking about people with blonde hair, red hair, or blue eyes, or green eyes, or fair skin. It's talking about people with dark eyes, dark hair, dark skin. These are the geniuses. Okay, Napoleon Bonaparte, Beethoven, and many others. Okay, these people, they were dark skinned people. That's why it says right here that genius and dark pigmentation are coincident. They work in harmony, guys. So let's keep going. Look at what it says right here. On Goethe and Beethoven. Okay, so if you don't know who Goethe is, his full name is Johann von Goethe, guys. Okay, and he was basically the William Shakespeare of Germany. Okay, he was a German character. Okay, on Goethe and Beethoven, for example, we possess studies which take very careful into account all contemporaneous evidence. Look at this, guys. Goethe had black hair, brown eyes, yellowish in later life, and a distinctly dark complexion, guys. What does complexion mean? American Dictionary of the English Language. Okay, this is the book I always use when I'm trying to show you guys the definition of the word swarthy and complexion. Okay, published in the year 1828. This is why I use it. It's one of the earliest dictionaries in the English language. Yeah, this book right here. Complexion, the color of the skin, particularly of the face, the color of the external parts of a body or thing, such as a fair complexion. Caucasians, they consider their complexion to be fair or pale. That's Caucasians. A dark complexion, that is the complexion of Negroes and other dark skinned, you know, people and things. Okay, so if I say the complexion of any object, I'm talking about the color of that object. There you have it, guys. The word complexion means color of the skin. Very important to not forget that. Okay, so let's keep going. This guy, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, okay, he had black hair, brown eyes, which became yellowish later in his life, and a distinctly dark complexion, dark skin, guys. Okay, this is a German. Oh man, guys, this guy was a dark skinned fellow, guys. This Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was a dark-skinned fellow. But of course, when you check the internet, you Google his name, what do you see? a fair-skinned dude, okay? Because European history is whitewashed black history, guys, okay? But let's keep going. And then he had oblique yellow teeth and a slightly crooked nose, which even excited the suspicions of some modern anti-Semites. He was not particularly tall, but seemed so owing to his upright bearing. Now look at this. He's talking about Beethoven now, okay? We've moved from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Now I've gone to Beethoven. Okay, so look at what it says right here, guys. It says Beethoven was short and corpulent. He had coal black hair, dark colored hair, dark eyes, guys. He wasn't a blue-eyed guy, he wasn't a blonde guy. And look right here, guys. And skin. Beethoven had dark eyes and dark skin, guys. Okay, this is history that you will not see anywhere else, guys. Yeah, okay. Look at what it says next. His face was quite ugly. It's very important that you understand that when Caucasians in history are describing someone as being ugly, they are not necessarily telling you that a person was physically ugly, okay? Caucasians view their complexion, which is pale. They have pale complexion. They call that pale complexion fair. The word fair means beautiful, okay? So when you see a Caucasian is calling someone ugly, it doesn't necessarily mean the guy was physically unattractive. What they're telling you is that his complexion was dark, okay? Remember, pale complexion, they call it fair, which means beautiful. So guess what, guys? They call that dark complexion, okay? They call it in their mind, it's ugly. They view dark complexion as ugly, guys. In the Caucasian mind, it's very important to understand this is coded speech, okay? They're not saying the guy was literally an ugly person, but because of that dark complexion that he had, they viewed him as ugly, okay? It's very important that you understand this. So let's go down a little bit, guys. They said that his face was quite ugly, right? With strong protruding jaws, okay? Receding forehead, flat, thick nose. Okay, that is that Negro nose right there. But let's keep going. One may easily trace in Beethoven's face his slightly what? Negroid traits, guys. This guy had Negroid traits, okay? But let's keep going. His skull was very large. But going back to Goethe, guys, we're going back to Wolfgang von Goethe on the same page. Look at what it says. Goethe, as well as Beethoven, may be taken as belonging to the Alpine racial type. Yeah, guys. The Alpine racial type are the people who lived in the Alps. Now, if you don't know, in Europe, the Alps is a mountain range that goes through many countries in Europe. It goes through Italy, it goes through Austria, it goes through Germany, it goes through a few others as well. Okay, it's a very long mountain. Okay, so the people that lived in that region, they are telling you that Goethe and Beethoven, they belong to that racial type, guys. These Alpine people, they were melanated people, they were brown skinned people, but I'll prove it to you guys in a different video. So let's keep going, guys. Let's see what it says next. Okay, now look at what it calls both Goethe and Beethoven. It calls them, look at this, but as these two non-Aryans cannot be said to have been devoid of any influence on European cultural development, Waltman's thesis of the exclusively Teutonic creation of this culture seems daring, okay? So I want you to notice how even here in this book from 1928, Beethoven, Ludwig von Beethoven and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe are both called non-Aryan, okay? These are two dark-skinned people with Negro features, guys, okay? The writer is telling you these are not white people, okay? They are described as having dark pigmentation, dark hair, dark eyes, and dark skin. Okay, very important that you get this, guys, okay? The history that you know where everybody in Europe is a white person is a lie. It's a complete lie, guys, okay? These people were dark-skinned people, okay?